A town that pretends it has no history because remembering is too dangerous. A coal mining town once, it was left with abandoned houses, cracked sidewalks, and the kind of silence that lingered even when the wind blew. But if you asked anyone about Ravenbrook, they'd tell you about her. Not directly, of course. They wouldn't dare say her name. Not out loud. Not after what happened.
Her name was Clara Vance. Clara had grown up in Ravenbrook, a strikingly beautiful girl with dark auburn hair and pale skin that almost glowed under the streetlights. She wasn't just admired, she was envied. Men wanted her. Women whispered about her. But there was one person who stood closer to her than anyone else. Her best friend, June Harper.
Clara and June were inseparable. If you saw one, you saw the other. They shared secrets, school dances, broken hearts. Everyone said their friendship was unbreakable. But then came the summer of 2003, and that was when everything changed. June disappeared. One day, she was working a shift at the diner, and the next, she was gone. Her car was found abandoned near the river, her purse still in the passenger seat, her shoes left on the dirt. The search parties went on for weeks. Posters went up. Her parents begged for answers, but nothing ever turned up. No body, no clue, nothing. And Clara? She didn't cry at the vigils. She didn't speak at the memorial. In fact, she hardly said anything at all. She just walked the town with that strange smile on her face. People started whispering, first behind closed doors, then out in the open. Some said Clara knew what happened to June. Some said she caused it. Others swore that June's ghost clung to Clara like a shadow. And then the accidents began. The first was the mayor. He had been the one leading June's search. Every night, he'd walk the riverbanks with a flashlight, shouting her name until his voice gave out. Then, one night, his car swerved off the bridge. They said the brakes failed, but his wife swore he'd been restless, pale, muttering things like, "She knows I stopped looking." The second was a teacher. She had been June's homeroom advisor, the kind of woman who remembered every detail. She told anyone who would listen that June had left the diner early that day, and Clara was the last person to see her. She insisted that the case should be dug deeper and Clara should be interrogated. A week later, she collapsed in the middle of class. Her heart stopped instantly, as if it had been waiting for that moment all along. The third was the sheriff. He mobilized the town's youth of Ventos, of the neighboring town, all in search for June. He said he considered her like his own, constantly visits June's parents to encourage them, but one day he screamed from his sleep and woke blind, totally in shock, unable to speak.
By then, the whispers weren't just about June anymore. They were about Clara. Every tragedy circled back to her best friend's disappearance. Everyone who questioned it ended up dead. And Clara, she never answered. She never explained. She just kept walking the streets of Ravenbrook with that faint, unsettling smile, until one day she was gone. No suitcase, no goodbyes, no witnesses. Her house was left unlocked, her bed neatly made. A coffee cup sat half-finished on the table, as if she'd only stepped outside for air. But Clara Vance never returned. Some said she finally went to join June, that whatever bound them in life had pulled them together in death. Others said she left because too many people had died already, and it was better not to tempt fate, but most people simply refused to talk about it.